Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify the complex, invisible engineering hiding right above our heads, literally beneath solar panels. We see them every single day, soaking up the sun, looking perfectly still and solid. But beneath those sleek glass surfaces is a hidden world of mechanical tension, structural forces, and constant battles against the elements. Today, we're tearing off the roof, metaphorically speaking, of course, to look at the exact science of solar mounting integrity. Let's get right into it.
I want to start off by posing a simple yet highly destructive question to you all. Why do solar panels rip from roofs during storms? Have you ever seen those crazy aftermath photos of a severe weather event where an entire array is just scattered across a neighborhood? It's so common to look at that and think, oh man, the solar panel itself must have broken under the pressure. But here's the fascinating truth. When an array fails, the solar panel itself is rarely the actual problem. The glass usually holds up. The frame usually holds up. The catastrophic failure almost always happens in the mounting system. And to understand why, we absolutely have to change how we think about the wind.
Okay, let's dive into this because there's a crucial misconception we need to shatter right now. We tend to imagine the wind as this massive, blunt force just pushing heavily down on top of a panel. But the reality? Completely different. As air flows rapidly over a roof, and especially around those turbulent edges and corners, it creates severe pressure differences. And this creates incredibly strong uplift and suction. So the wind isn't just pushing the panels into the roof, it's actively trying to suck them upward and tear them off into the sky. It's this invisible upward threat, and our mounting hardware has to be engineered perfectly to resist it.
To survive that invisible upward threat, every single gust of wind has to be safely managed. Which brings us to our first section, the load path concept, a top-down journey. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what that top-down journey requires. Think of it like a chain of command for mechanical stress. Step 1, the wind hits the panel frame. Step 2, the frame transfers that pulling force right into the module clamp. Step 3, the clamp passes it down to the rail. Step 4, the rail transfers it to the roof attachment. And finally, Step 5, the attachment anchors that force deeply into the building's structural framing, like a rafter. It's a brilliant relay race of physics. But here is the terrifying part. If any single step in this 5-part chain fails, the entire system breaks, period. So, knowing that a single broken link destroys the whole shebang, let's look at Section 2, Anatomy of a Failure, focusing on 5 structural risk points. Right off the bat, our first structural risk point is incorrect clamp zones. Did you know that solar module manufacturers engineer exact, mathematically precise clamping zones along the frame of their panels? You can't just clamp a panel down wherever it looks convenient. I mean, if an installer ignores these zones, it completely alters that load path we just talked about. Placing clamps outside the approved areas causes the frame to flex way more than intended when the wind hits it. And that extra stress, it transfers right into the glass and the delicate internal cells. It causes microcracks, it totally voids warranties, and it immediately compromises the panel's structural integrity. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our second risk point, insufficient roof attachments. A really common and honestly dangerous mistake is when installers mistakenly rely on the roof sheathing alone to secure the panels. Remember Step 4 and Step 5 of our load path? You have to get that force down into the building structure, like the heavy rafters or trusses. Roof sheathing, that relatively thin layer of wood directly under your shingles, it is not designed to carry the massive uplift forces created during severe wind events. If you only anchor into the sheathing, a strong suction force is going to easily rip those fasteners right out of the wood. And once one fails, the load immediately shifts to the next attachment, sparking a totally devastating chain reaction.
Next up, we hit risk point 3, rail span violations. Rails are those heavy metal tracks sitting beneath the panels. They're designed to safely support wind loads, sure, but only over very specific distances between attachment points. If an installer tries to save a little time or materials by stretching the spacing beyond manufacturer recommendations, the rail span becomes way too wide. When the wind pulls, that overly long rail will bend and flex severely. Over time, all this excessive flexing introduces vibration and thermal expansion stress that essentially acts like a crowbar, slowly prying apart the hardware and destroying the load path. And that brings us to risk point 4, loose hardware. It sounds so simple, right? Just a loose bolt, no big deal. But imagine the mini narrative of that single, improperly torqued bolt. On day 1, it's just a fraction of a millimeter loose. But every time the wind blows, that tiny gap allows movement. That movement creates continuous vibration. Day after day, month after month, that vibration acts like a tiny hammer, slowly loosening the connection further, shifting massive mechanical stress into areas of the metal that were never designed to carry it. This results in progressive fatigue failure, so it starts as a slightly loose washer, ends with a sheared bolt and a flying solar panel. Now, let's shift our focus to an entirely different enemy in Section 3, hidden hardware hazards. Our final risk, risk point 5, is galvanic corrosion. And this is a silent chemical reaction that accelerates hardware deterioration. It happens when you mix incompatible metals, like certain types of steel and aluminum, in moist or humid environments, especially if you're near coastal areas with salty air. When moisture bridges the gap between these two incompatible metals, an electrical reaction occurs that literally eats away at the material. It silently and invisibly destroys the mounting strength, turning solid hardware into brittle, crumbling metal. You might not even know it's happening until it's too late. So the crucial point is the specific hardware weakened by this corrosion. We're talking the bolts, the washers, the clamps, and the rail connectors, the very links of our load path chain. You could have a state-of-the-art, incredibly expensive, highly efficient solar panel, but its survival during a storm relies entirely on the structural integrity of these cheap metal brackets and bolts. If corrosion eats away at a simple 50-cent washer, your $1,000 panel is going flying. It's wild to think about. Let's pivot from the causes of failure to the engineering solutions. Here is Section 4, the complete structural system. Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable safety rules. First, the always do's. Always follow the strict manufacturing specs. Always attach directly to structural roof members, not just the sheathing. Always inspect installations after major storms to catch those micro vibrations before they become progressive fatigue failures. And on the never do side, never guess torque values. Never mount outside those approved clamp zones, and never ever use damaged or corroded parts. Honestly, it takes just a few extra minutes of inspection during and after installation to ensure this holistic structure stays perfectly intact. Which leaves us with this final, incredibly important question to consider. Is your solar array just attached, or is it structurally engineered? Think about your own roof, or maybe roofs you might work on in the future. Are the rails spanning too far? Are the clamps in the precise zones? Is the load path securely anchored into the rafters, ready to fight the invisible upward suction of the next major storm? Understanding this science really is the difference between an array that lasts decades and one that fails exactly when you need it most. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep questioning the mechanics around you, stay safe, and keep learning.